We are live from Memphis, Tennessee. Happy holidays, seasons, greetings to everyone. I'm your host and your hero, Kevin Cerrito. This is your preview show for your wrestling show. And we're going to be previewing Battle at Black Lodge 4 here over the next hour. Taking a look back at Battle at Black Lodge 3 and looking forward to New Year's Day. Tickets on sale now, 901 Wrestling. .com. New Year's Day Battle at Black Lodge 4. Here to join me, as always, on this preview show to get us ready for the next big battle at Black Lodge. He is a former 901 Wrestling manager. He is the owner now of 901 Wrestling, Tommy Jacks. Tommy is here. Tommy.
Good morning, Kevin Cerrito. Good morning, all of 901. How's it going, Kevin? I'm super excited to get this preview out to the masses.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about the card here. It's building up. It's building up as we know two matches now. We knew one match at the end of Battle Black Lodge 3, but now going into the there's been one match announced on social media. Everybody definitely should follow 901 on all the social media outlets if you don't do so already. So we've got one match has been announced on social media, and we're gonna announce another one here today. So we've got another big time match that we will be announcing who will be challenging for the 18-19 championship here in the next 60 minutes. So I cannot wait. I got the notes this morning from you, Tommy, and you're like, we're going to announce this. I can't wait to find out who it's going to be here. As you've teased this. This is a returning 901 wrestling star will be back on New Year's Day to challenge for the 18-19 championship.
Absolutely. Pulling out all the stops for New Year's Day. And it's a big one, Kevin. I think this is probably one of the biggest matches in the history of the 18-19 title to date.
Oh, wow. That's so looking forward to finding out that. We will find that out here today, Tom. And we have so much to go over here, and just a short time to do so. We'll get everybody ready. So if you missed the last show, you'll be up to date and what's going on. If you've never been to a 901 wrestling show, what are you waiting for? Especially now that we are emanating from Black Lodge every single show, and we announced that of course, will be kicking off of the year, January 1st, 2022 here with Battle of Black Lodge 4. But we can go ahead and announce right now to kick off the show. We're not wasting any time before any announcements, but it will not be the last show at Black Lodge. The first show of the year will not be the last one. But first is a big, important number now for 901 Wrestling fans. Right, Tommy? Do you want to make it official here?
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and make this official. Starting January 1st, New Year's Day, every first Saturday of the month, your wrestling show will be live at Black Lodge.
So first Saturday of the month of 2022, mark your calendars. If you're giving calendars as a gift, go ahead and open up the package and just write that down on the first Saturday of every month on the calendar. Then wrap it back up and give it to
That's a great idea, Kevin, for sure.
So first Saturday of the month, 901 Wrestling happening at Black Lodge. This will be the fourth Battle at Black Lodge. And we got to take, I think, so as far as, Battle Black Lodge 3 was an awesome show. And I can't wait to relive it here as we preview the fourth one. But I got to say, the biggest news coming out of this is what seems to be the end of Commissioner Kantar's role in that position, the champion of 901 Wrestling.
Yeah. That was been a question going into Battle of Black Lodge 3. What was going to happen? What was I going to be able to do about Commissioner Kantar also being the 901 Wrestling champion? And here's the thing. We took care of that because no longer your commissioner is Kantar, because I fired him right there on the spot. Now, there's nothing I can do about him having the 901 Wrestling championship. He won that fair and square. But it's funny you bring it up, Kevin, because we had footage so that we could show everyone out there in the 901. And there's some speculation. No one quite knows what happens to the footage, but several segments of footage were lost for Battle at Black Lodge 3. So we've done some digging. We've come up with some, but conveniently, where Contar, the 901 wrestling champion, was fired as commissioner, that's conveniently nowhere to be found.
So, well, let's break this down. So we can't. So the footage. What is he trying to? I mean, what's done is done. People get fired every day, and it's not on video. So if you don't, you can't just erase the video and expect you still have your job. But what if you do you want to break this down for folks that were not there? So you, of course, know the new owner of 901 Wrestling, still trying to figure out exactly what your motivations are. But this definitely came as a surprise to me, and I think a lot of folks out there, the 901 Wrestling fans, when you came out and you officially got to the point to kick off this show, you fired Contar as commissioner.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, he came out and literally interrupted you starting the event, Kevin, and commenced to do what it looked like he had been trying to do the past few events, which was just basically, run it like his own playground, do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. I was having none of that. I looked all through his contract to see if there was a way I could let him go. There was nothing that I could do. He was ironclad, so to speak. However, I did some digging into my contract as owner, and there was nothing saying I couldn't fire him as commissioner. And the last thing we need is a champion who can make his own title defenses. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, Kevin, because we've got a situation that's just like that.
I mean, this is a famous territory for the guy in charge, also holding the championship, but not at 901 Wrestling. That's not happening. Contar no longer the commissioner. He is still the champ. He does have his first title defense, which we will get into here in a little bit, but he will be defending the title to start the new year. But that's not the only match. Of course, the one match I mentioned that we were kicking off the show that was announced prior to this broadcast here at the end of our last show at Black Lodge was the fact that we were going to get the official tag team reunion of the Dream Street Express as they go and battle the Storm. And my goodness, the I know the crowd is ready based on the reactions that we saw live there at Black Lodge last time. I'm ready for this one. There's a lot of recent history between this group
Yes.
and Josh Matthews now on the opposite side of the Storm.
Well, and that's the thing. That's why it's kicking the show off at Battle at Black Lodge 4, because there's no reason to wait any longer. There's no reason to keep these folks apart. Now, as you'll see here in a moment, heads were hot, Kevin, and we had to kind of break down what was going on, because there wasn't originally a match scheduled between Kevin Bliss and Night Train. And one thing led to another, but gave us this matchup, which I think not only the fans are really clamoring for, but both of these teams at this point are chomping at the bit to get a hold of one another. So let's kick off the event with it, is what I say.
We're talking the Black Lodge Rumble is really what got all of this going, and was Josh Matthews' return, but also ended up being Kevin Bless's return, his separation from the Storm. Quite amazing atmosphere at Battle of Black Lodge 3. Like I said, the fans wanted to see it then that night, and you said,
Yeah.
well, we had a stag card already. Here we go. We're setting this up for January 1. So can we go back? We got a clip of this?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it, Kevin. And there you go, right there at the end of this match. Prince Adonis jumps in. And then, of course, here comes Josh.
And this, of course, was that one-on-one matchup you were talking about. Josh Matthews on the outside of the ring in Kevin Bless's corner, while Prince Adonis in Night Train's corner.
Yeah.
everybody here, we settle things a certain way. We don't just take it upon ourselves and have a damn book. We settle things in the confines of this ring between this belt. And I'll tell you what, Bob. Do you want to see this?
Yeah.
Hold on. So what y'all are telling me, this is what y'all are telling me, that you want to see the Storm versus the Dream Street Express.
See,
They want to see it.
yeah, you see Prince Adonis in the corner. He is.
Hold your horses. Because here's what we're going to do. January 1st, right here at Black Lodge, Dream Street Express versus the Storm. Now get out of my way.
There you have it, Kevin.
And Tommy, like it is like if you're watching what we see there with Prince Adonis, like I have not seen him this intense and this fired up. Usually he is in control of the situation, right?
Yeah.
And it's him just leading the charge on an attack. And now it has been quite some time that we get to see like Prince Adonis is this focused and because he's lost control of this situation, which is not the norm for the Storm in recent years in 901 wrestling.
No, I mean that's you hit the nail on the head right there. This is really, they haven't came out and said it, Kevin, and they're not going to, but it has shaken the foundation a little bit of the Storm, I do believe, because you're right. Usually it's more of a spearheaded effort at a goal. And right now, the only effort looks to get after Josh Matthews and Kevin Bless.
Well, I mean, you talk about the Storm since we've returned, right? Because COVID-19 changed everything for everyone, including 901 Wrestling, and since we've returned, it has not been easy for the Storm. They've been put in situations where they're up against each other,
Hmm.
and at this point, this could be that unifying moment that they need. And by that I mean Night Train and Prince Adonis, or could it just all completely unravel on January 1st? We will find out. We're previewing Black Lodge, Battle Black Lodge 4, of course, happening at Black Lodge here in Memphis, Tennessee. Get your tickets now, 901wrestling.com. Makes a great holiday gift. You're looking for a gift for the wrestling fan in your life. Get them some VIP tickets. Have them sit ringside for some action. They will not be disappointed. We're starting the show, right? That's the opening match. That's going to be the opening match on the card.
That's
Is
how
that
we're
tag
kicking it off. Yeah,
Oh,
Kevin. We're kicking it off with a bang.
so that's just the beginning because we also have more to talk about here. Let's keep it going in this preview here for Battle at Black Lodge 4. And let's talk about the Merc Challenge. The Merc is back. He has had a presence at all of the Battle at Black Lodges here. And he's got another 5-minute Merc Challenge. So he's been, I would say he's been very impressive, right? He's been very impressive.
Yeah.
And defeating his opponents in under 5 minutes, well under 5 minutes, more like 60 seconds. It should be a 60-second challenge, but he's only been going up against Blue Shadow, the Destroyer #2. He hasn't been facing the toughest of competition yet, and I know as we wait with these challenges, I am awaiting to see who will step up this time and try to take down the Merc.
Yeah, it this is the thing, a lot of people have asked me, and you've asked me too, Kevin. It was like, are you going to keep letting him do this 5-minute Merc challenge? Well, if you notice, it is within the confines of an actual match because it usually it's going to be a 10, 15-minute sort of time limit, but the 5 minutes is within the confines of the match. The opponent has to agree to it. These are the things I laid down to Billy Robertson, and this is the thing that I'm not sure that he nor the Merc are actually thinking about into the future, because what I think they're going to realize is that eventually that day's going to come where the wrong person, or maybe the right person, depending on your outlook, accepts that 5-minute challenge. And, I'm honestly, my morbid curiosity kind of wants to see when and who that'll be.
Yes, and that could it happen here on New Year's Day, the 5-minute Merc challenge. Let's take a look back at how that challenge went down at our Battle of Black Lodge 3, our last show. It's been was back in November. Let's take a look.
Another 5-minute challenge.
Ooh. Well, I mean, the clock's barely been rolling on this, Kevin.
That's it. Over. Boom. We just went to the clip. It's over.
Clock rolling.
And here we go.
Keep it rolling. I paid for 5 minutes, and Billy Robinson always gets what he pays for.
Now, see,
One more. Give him one for the house.
He looks impressive. It's over, right? So this is
it's been
Destroyer
over.
number
Yeah.
2 getting destroyed by the Merc.
Come on now, Billy. The match is over. Again, hey, 5 minutes, right? Well, there was a 5-minute time limit. The 5 minutes, that is what you get.
Oh,
It's sick. It really is. Like what I don't get what Billy Robinson's trying to prove here with these 5. We know the Merc. Look, you don't have to be a longtime fan of 9-1 wrestling or a professional wrestling expert by any means. You don't have to be the pro wrestling writer for the Memphis Flyer to know that the Merc is going to defeat the Blue Shadow in Destroyer number 2. Like we've got that point now. You got somebody who can do that. Who are you going to go up against next? And how much money are you going to? I really the Merc is making out pretty well here during the pandemic. That's for sure. With Billy paying him for his 5-minute Merc challenge.
yeah,
so this will be happening again.
because that's the understanding I have is that the 500 that Billy's putting up is actually the bonus he pays the Merc anyway. So I'm going to be really curious to see who's going to wind up taking the Merc's money, and what does that do when that happens, Kevin? I guess we'll have to find out and see.
Yeah, absolutely. We're previewing Battle at Black Lodge 4, so the Merc challenge. We'll have a new opponent. I'm sure. I hope the Destroyer number 2 is recovered here, and we'll be able to celebrate the holiday season with the rest of the Destroyer family here after that destruction. But I have not heard. We have not heard anything from Destroyer number 2
No.
since that matchup. So we talked so much going on here at Battle of Black Lodge 4. Including the 18-19 championship on the line. I'm excited. We're going to be announcing this matchup for the first time here in just a couple minutes. So buckle your seatbelts, fans. You're going to jump out of your seat possibly with the excitement of what we've got here. So Shane Schaffner had a big match in his first title defense. He won it, of course, at the Black Lodge Rumble. Then he defends the title Battle of Black Lodge 3 and successfully. And let's we're going to take a look at how that went down.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look.
There he is. We talk about submission technician, right?
Yeah, and then the look. Oh, and at that point, Sam pretty much knows it's over. There's nothing you can do at that point.
Tapping out, winning by submission, defending his title successfully here.
And you know, Shane's been on record saying he wants to be a fighting champion.
Right. I mean, to go back to the Merc, I mean, we're waiting. I'm waiting patiently for a more comparable opponent there for the Merc, but Shane is wasting no time. This is the show immediately following him entering number 1 in that Battle of Black Lodge Rumble. Defends the title successfully in an amazing main event, but then look at that.
Yeah, and out of nowhere,
there is a line of folks waiting here to challenge Shane Schaffner, including his brother.
Yeah. And see, I know both these guys probably as well as anybody. I kind of blame myself for this, for not really just keeping my eye out And it literally takes me and another referee, and at that point, Chris just lets go.
Now you're former manager of both of these guys, as you just alluded to.
Yeah.
What is how are you handling this? What's Tommy Jacks doing here to deal with these guys?
Well,
You're the owner now. You're a totally different role.
yeah. And in order to take 901 where I know it can go, I have to be that owner. I have to detach to a certain extent from my ties of the past, if you will. These guys have went up and down the road together. Hell, they're brothers. And I should have expected Chris to do something like this. I mean, it was Chris, after all, who Shane eliminated in the Rumble to become that 18-19 champion. And as well as, like I said, I kind of blame myself for that attack, even though I wasn't the one swinging the chair. I don't know how far this is going to go, because with these two guys being brothers, yeah, the title's there, but I don't think that's all that's to it.
Oh, yeah, it definitely, there's definitely feels, but I do think the title, from my perspective, of course, you've been there. Yeah, I mean, did you expect these two brothers to explode or not to explode? I never really felt that they would ever have a following out of this magnitude, but we always go reference back to like the pandemic has changed everybody.
Yeah.
But also one thing that definitely always plays a factor is jealousy. And since we've returned doing shows at Black Lodge, Shane has been on fire. He's had the momentum. You can hear the cheers. They started slower and slower and slower, and they're slowly building. And it does seem now that he's got the support of most everyone in that building. And that goes back to that big word of jealousy here. And when you're talking older brother, younger brother, and one of them has a title around his waist and the other one doesn't. But and that's why it's so intriguing. But at the same time, how could you do that to your brother? Like, it's one thing to be jealous, but what are you doing? He just went through a brutal matchup, and then you're going to hit him with a steel chair, like to sell. That was his first title defense, and that's the celebration that he gets. Give me a break.
Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show you, and I guess it shows me, and I learned something new after all these years of exactly who Chris Ward is.
Well, and we'll see. So I mean, I know folks we're waiting. Like at some point, you're like, these two are we going to see these two brothers in action? But I'll tell you, it will not be happening at the Battle of Black Lodge 4, because we do have a big announcement right now. Some breaking news being added to the card. Your 18-19 champion Shane Schaffner will be defending his championship at Battle of Black Lodge 4 coming up January 1st, New Year's Day. Get your tickets now at 901wrestling.com. But the title is on the line against the former 18-19 champion. The Emperor of Asia, Ken Dang, is back, making his Black Lodge debut. And I'm assuming he is laser focused on getting back what he thought was rightfully his, that 18-19 championship belt. He was, of course, the champion heading into the pandemic. All champions stripped of their title in 901 wrestling. Because hey, come on, you've got the 90-day clauses, you've got all that stuff factored in, and when you're not running shows, you're not defending the title. Ken Dang, though, he's back. He's back on January 1 to try to take Shane Schaffner's championship from him. Holy mackerel, what an announcement.
And this is a huge match. Like I said, I think maybe the biggest in the lineage of this 18-19 championship. And you heard it at the end of the clip a little bit from the past main event where Shane defended that title, where he held the belt up and he said, "This stays in Memphis." So though he's made a couple of declarations, if you will. He's going to be a fighting champion, and he's going to only defend that title in Memphis, Tennessee, right here in the 901. Ken Dang, we all know the Emperor of Asia. We all know what he's about, but he is absolutely, like you said, laser pinpoint focused on getting that 1819 championship back. The big thing is, yeah, you're right. There's a line of people waiting to get it, this 1819 championship. And Ken Dang, I couldn't see anybody else who would be first in line than the former 1819 champion when we went into the pandemic.
Yeah, definitely a Ken Dang, a deserving opponent here. He does. If you see anything, he's got a right to come in here and try to get his belt back. But I, I, I hope he's preparing. Maybe if he is watching right now for his sake here, doing his homework. This is a totally different Shane Schaffner than he remembers from the last time he stepped into a 901 wrestling ring. So he's got
Absolutely
is going to be a great matchup. One that I put up. This is one that I've wanted to see. This is one I've wanted to see. What I'm talking about. Well, what's coming on? This is a matchup that I have been wanting to see. I'm glad it is happening here, coming up January 1 at Black Lodge. But that's not the only title match that we've got here going on. There's one other title match, the most coveted title here in the territory. The 901 Wrestling Championship will be defended as well. But before we do that, do we have a clip? We're going to go back here and take a look at this, or do we about that? Because I do want to, before we break down this match, I want to take a look back at this tag team match that we had with Bobby Ford and his mystery partner, and ended up being TIP at Black Lodge. Can we take a look at this clip as well? Because I mean, one person in this clip is who will be battling Contar coming up. So let's take a look.
All right, let's check it out. Bobby's first win at 901.
The celebration was, it's like he had won the 901 Wrestling Championship already here.
I know. The way the fans have taken to Bobby Ford is I mean, it's really unbelievable. I mean, you can see it. They're carting him around as if he had won that 901 Wrestling Championship. But this is not a match that I made. I think there's a natural progression to things in wrestling. You've got to work your way to that championship. And I'm not taking anything away from Bobby Ford. Obviously, he's talented, and the fans see that as well. But apparently, before I was able to fire our former commissioner, Contour, this match was made, and I can't blame Bobby for signing on the dotted line. I mean, this is an opportunity at the 901 Wrestling Championship.
This is that match. It was announced recently on social media, a match made by Contar, his last act as commissioner. Was able to get this match booked, and for some reason he has decided that he needs to get his first title defense in against Bobby Ford, who, I mean, I don't know what Contar is looking to do here, because I know he's been paying attention. Maybe he made this plan before he really got to see Bobby Ford in action. But Bobby Ford, he's a rookie. He's working his way up. He's had so much opportunity early on here in his career, because, I mean, you got to admit, he's got something special. He's got something special. And what that is, and if he's going to be able to convert that, though, is he ready to be 901 Wrestling Champion? Is he ready to beat the main event, Contar? That is yet to be seen. But I mean,
we'll find out January 1st. I mean,
we'll find out what Contar's got in store for this young man, who, like Bobby Ford, debuting also along with the Black Lodge era here in Memphis, had an opportunity to earn that title in his first outing. Had an opportunity now to actually on a one-on-one matchup against Kantar. For those who don't know Bobby Ford, I mean, he's fresh. He's a rookie. This was his first win
Yeah.
ever. He got a start by Andy Mack, former 901 wrestling champion, the star of the show, that helped Bobby break into the business, break into 901 wrestling. Maybe that has something to do with Kantar's motivation of booking this match and just the animosity and the hatred he has towards Andy. Don't know if that is a factor or if it's Kantar just trying to avoid the competition early, just trying to show that there is something about power, right? There's that power and the that he is, at least while he could, he's going to abuse his power here on his way out the door. I don't know what it is, but I'm intrigued by this matchup. And I don't know what if Kantar might have bitten off a little more than he could chew here, because Bob, Bobby pulled it off. He pulled it off at that last show in that tag match. He really did.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody can question how impressive Kantar is. I mean, he's a giant among men. I mean, it's just a fact, okay? And fact be known, I could have put the kibosh on this whole match. I had that opportunity as owner. I could have ixnayed this whole thing. But part of me would really like to see Kantar not only beaten by somebody, but also a little extra sugar on top if it's the guy that Andy Mack brought into the business.
Yeah, and it could happen January 1st. What a way to start off the new year. Would not be the way, of course. The Kantar would want to start off the new year, but it all could take place. It's going down. It's going down. We know the matches. We've got most of the card. This is not all that we know that will be going down at the Battle of Black Lodge. Part 4, the 4th Battle at Black Lodge, your New Year's Day. Get your tickets, 901wrestling.com. There is more to be announced.
Plenty more to be
some
announced.
Of your other favorites on the card as well. The preview show, this is the official preview show. We usually do about 2 weeks out from the show, a little bit earlier this time. The holiday season's going on. Want to make sure you know what's going on at this show. Give you a chance really to get those tickets. Make a great holiday gift.
Yeah, for stocking stuffers.
Perfect stock. That's stuff that's stocking.
That's right.
From 901 Wrestling. We are streaming live all over the internet right now, so we do have Chris chiming in that Kantar is going to kill him, as in reference to Bobby Ford. Kantar is like the experience. Not only is he the champion, he's got the experience advantage. He's got every type of advantage you can possibly check on that list.
Yeah.
Except one. And that's what Bobby Ford's bringing in with the fans, right? The fans.
Yeah.
So we just saw in that clip.
I wouldn't underestimate, but I would give him as good a chance as anybody right now with those fans behind him.
And Keith tuning in as well. Good morning to you, Keith. Shout out to everybody who is watching along with us live here. So Battle Black Lodge 4 coming up, recapping the matches we've talked about here today. The show will open with that tag match, so you do not want to be late on January 1st. 8 p.m. bell time. Doors open at 7 o'clock. But we will open with Dream Street Express's official tag team reunion going against the Storm. Followed later on in the card, we've got the Merc Challenge. We've got the 18-19 championship on the line. The returning former champion, Ken Dang, flying in from Asia. I wonder, what travel restrictions, what has prevented Ken Dang from being here? But he is going to make it happen here on January 1st. And then we've also got Bobby Ford versus Kantar for the 901 Wrestling Championship. The title that means the most here in this territory. Tommy, it's been fun as always to preview this. I can't wait to see what else you're coming up with. How is this? You're building this card with obviously Kantar had input on one of the matches, but what is the status of the commissioner? Are we going to get are we looking for a new commissioner? Can folks apply online? Lots of folks looking for jobs.
Right now, we're not accepting applications. I'm trying to kind of put everything on my shoulders. However, if things start to get too much for me, you never know. I'm never going to say never on that, but right now I'm trying to by putting it on my shoulders. You alluded to it at the beginning of the show. My motivations have often been questioned. I had hoped that through a few actions here and there, not only the great events, but things like finding the appropriate mystery partner for Bobby Ford, things like that would
That was
prove.
that was great. That was good. I mean, I you know, I don't want to feel like I don't gullible here, but I'm starting to maybe we're seeing your true motivations. I don't know. It's confusing. I
Well,
know you've had your history with Kantar, and
Well, I figure if I can put it all on my shoulders, okay, um, and I can give the folks what they want, which is the absolute best wrestling events possible in this city, then I think that that will finally prove it to everyone. And you know,
so you're acting commissioner and owner, or you interim commissioner.
for right now, yeah, for lack of a better term, yeah.
All right, so January 1st, get your tickets now. Tune in. Coming up before that, there'll be more announcements. Be sure you're following 901 Wrestling on social media. Tommy will be always streaming a show a few days before the countdown to Battle at Black Lodge. She'll be looking for that as well after the Christmas holiday before New Year. So thanks all y'all for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Happy holidays to everybody in the 901. And until next time, I am your host and your hero, Kevin Cerrito, and I will see you